Let me ask you, Madam President, to speak a bit about President Putin of Russia. You have a unique perspective, being a neighbor and having been subject to Russian aggression. Uh, Give us your sense of Putin, how he thinks about the use of power, and if you would, it's often questioned in this country whether Putin is a rational actor, and I'd be interested in your judgment about that, whether Putin acts in rational and predictable ways.
Well, first of all, I have to make it very clear that I never met him. We do not have diplomatic relations with Russia, so I do not have a direct contact in order to be able to make a close judgment. What I can say that I am also probably the only example in the recent past of a country that was able, and I was then in charge as a Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to negotiate an agreement with Russia on the withdrawal of Russian military bases with my counterpart, which was and is Sergei Lavrov. And that was the only agreement that was to its end and was respected by Russia. So there was a time when President Putin, who probably gave his agreement to that, was rational. Whether today one can see rational in the way that Russia is behaving, I would not judge the personality, but as a country, the behavior of Russia does not seem to me rational because it had and it has much better chances of developing its own national interest, its economy, the situation of its population through cooperation with the European Union that has been trying to do that, through cooperation with the United States, and through finding with its neighbors a relationship of close neighborhood that is very different from creating enemies all around you by invading their territories. And that is really not needed because none of these countries around Russia were predisposed to be enemies of Russia. So there were many chances that Russia didn't use to establish a peaceful network around itself. Why and what is the benefit of all that except power is not very clear to me.